Welcome to The Explainer. So, in the super fast-paced world of real estate, what's the most expensive thing you're not actually paying for? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's silence. Today, we're going to break down the massive hidden cost of just being unresponsive and how a whole new wave of AI is built to make sure you never ever miss a lead again.
Okay, this quote really hits the nail on the head. In a market that's basically 24/7, being unresponsive isn't just, a passive problem. It is an active loss. Think about it. Every single missed call, every email that sits in your inbox for too long, that's a potential client literally walking away and taking their money straight to your competitor who is ready and waiting to pick up the phone. So what is this 68% all about? Well, get this. That's the percentage of high-value real estate inquiries that come in after regular business hours. Yeah, after 5 p.m. The source material actually has a great name for this. They call it the midnight window. It's that time when most businesses are totally dark, but their most valuable potential clients, they're wide awake and ready to talk.
All right, so this brings us to our first big idea here, the high cost of silence. And it really is a cost. It's like this invisible tax you're paying for just not being there.
And here's what the source calls it, the silence tax. Now, obviously, this isn't a tax you're paying to the government, but you know what? It's a perfect way to think about it. It's all the direct and indirect money that's just slipping through your fingers from missed opportunities, slow response times, basically all that friction that happens when you're just a little too slow for a world that expects an answer right now.
Okay, so let's get into what the source calls the battle from midnight. And that's exactly what it is, a constant, nightly fight for businesses, especially if you're working with clients across different time zones. It's not just about being open. It's about winning that exact moment a lead comes in.
45 minutes. Take a look at that number. That's how long it takes, on average, for a person to respond to a new property inquiry. And here's the kicker. In that short amount of time, a potential client's interest can absolutely crater. We're talking a 70% drop. By the time you finally call them back, they've moved on. The deal is completely cold.
And this table, wow, it just lays the whole problem out bare. Let's compare the old way, a human inside sales agent, or ISA, with an AI model. Your human ISA, they're working maybe 40, 50 hours a week. They can only handle one call at a time, and we just saw that average response time, 45 minutes. Now look at the AI model. It's on 168 hours a week, that's 24/7. It can handle over 1,000 calls at once, and it responds in under 30 seconds. But here's the most crucial part. Look at that bottom line, lead leakage. With a human, you could be losing up to 20% of your leads just to missed calls. With AI, it drops to zero, absolutely zero.
So, with a problem this big, what's the answer? Well, it's what the source calls the SuperHuman solution. And what's really important to get here is that this isn't about replacing people, not at all. It's about making your team even better, kind of like giving them superpowers.
The core idea here is something they call superhuman hospitality. It's a great name for it, actually. The thinking is super simple. Let the AI handle all the grunt work. The repetitive questions, the late-night lead qualifying calls, all the boring data entry. This frees up your actual human staff to do what only people can do, build real relationships, show empathy, and close those big, complex deals.
Okay, let me give you a perfect real-world example of how this actually works in practice. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., a guest shows up at their rental, and they can't find the keys. We've all heard this horror story, right? Instead of a frantic, angry call waking up your property manager, the guest just talks to an AI voice agent. The AI instantly verifies who they are, gives them clear instructions, and then zaps a digital key straight to their phone. Boom. Access granted. A problem that could have ended in a terrible review and a lost customer is solved in under a minute.
So yeah, this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But what does it actually mean for the bank account, for the bottom line? Let's talk about the unbeatable ROI of speed. Because according to the source, the return on this investment is, well, it's pretty incredible.
All right, first up, let's just take a second to process this number, 90%. That's a 90% cost saving on staff for all those routine, day-to-day communication tasks. I mean, think about it. By just automating all that noise, you slash your operational overhead. It's huge.
Okay, next up, a 40% plus. That's the increase in direct bookings some properties saw. How? Well, the AI is smart enough to guide potential guests to book on the company's own website instead of going through a third-party platform. And you know what that means? It means you get to completely sidestep those massive platform commissions.
And this This might be the most important number on the screen. Just look at what happens to the lead conversion rate. After putting this AI in place, it jumps from 5% all the way to 14%, and that happened in just 60 days. We're not talking about a small improvement here. That's nearly tripling your conversion rate. It's a total game changer for your entire sales process.
So, where does all this lead? What's the end game for adopting this kind of tech? It's about becoming a predictive enterprise. And this means making a huge shift in how you think about your business, moving away from just reacting and putting out fires to a model that's proactive and actually prevents them from starting in the first place.
And this is really the ultimate vision laid out in the source. A predictive enterprise is a business that uses its data and AI to see the future, in a way. It anticipates what your clients are going to need. It predicts problems like, say, a tenant who's about to leave, and it automates the solution before the problem even becomes a problem. It's all about being one step ahead all the time. So, we'll leave you with this final thought from the source material. The intelligence is artificial. That's true. But the revenue? That's very, very real. So the question you have to ask yourself is this: is your business built to predict the future, or is it just built to react to the past?